So in the last topic, what I discussed, how to purchase material from the vendor, right? How to make the payment, right? And how to create the checks, cancellation of check, issued check and unissued check, right? So these things we have seen. And today let me discuss one more, that is advance from the vendor. Okay. So when I take advance, so now when I purchase a material on credit from the vendor, where I have to show him in the debit side or asset side? If I purchase any material from the vendor on credit, where I can show him in the asset side or liability side?
Liabilities.
Yes. Suppose if I give him advance to vendor, okay, where I can show him? Liability side, asset side?
Asset.
Very good, right? So now my question is, now when I purchase a material, your liabilities is getting credit, right? When I made the payment, your liability is getting reversed and it becomes zero, right or not? What is the GL account? 1,00,501. 1 second. Everybody join? Yeah. So yesterday I created one Reliance vendor, right? So what is the GL account I assigned? Current under current liabilities. What is the GL account I assigned? 1,00,501. This is current liability. So whenever whenever purchase raw material, it is getting debit, right? And whenever I make the payment, so it is getting debit, right or not? So this is the what is going on. But now when I give the advance to the vendor, so do you think updating your liabilities is right? No, right? So when I give the advance to the vendor, it should update my current assets. Then how? Whatever transaction I am doing with the Reliance vendor, your liabilities updating, right? Whatever it is, debit or credit, whatever. But now when I give the advance to the vendor, I want system to update current assets. Then how? Okay, first what I have to do in the GL module, under current asset, what is the GL account I have to create? Under current asset, say for example, 2,00,110 under current asset. So advance to vendor. Under current asset, I'll create 2,00,110 advance to vendor. Then, okay, so don't think that I can assign this GL account also into the vendor master. We have option that we can assign only one reconciliation account into the vendor. We can't assign two reconciliation account. Okay, don't think that I can assign this GL account also into the vendor. No. So for this purpose, SAP has given some special GL indicators, A for advance. So under this indicator, what I do know, I can provide the link between this GL account and this GL account. Okay, so here under special GL indicator A, I will provide the link between current liabilities. This is the GL which I assign into the vendor master, and the current asset. This is advance to vendor. So first, this is the configuration we have to require from SPRO screen. Then after that, whenever we are giving advance to the vendor, I'll give special GL indicator A at the time of posting. I'll give A indicator. Suppose in F-48, I have to give the advance to the vendor. In F-48, I'll give indicator A. So when I'll give indicator A, system instead of updating this GL account, it will update your this GL account. Understood? Any questions here? Any questions here, please?
No, madam.
Fine. So this is the what? So first what I have to do? First I have to create one GL account under current asset. Where I can create GL account? Srinu, where I can create the GLs?
FS00.
Yes.
FS00.
FS00. So under current asset, I'll take 2,0110, give the company code. So I'll copy from reconciliation account. What is our reconciliation account? This one, right? And N16. I copied from that because this is also reconciliation account. We can't post any transaction directly to this GL account. Okay. So, but this I have to change. This is the current asset, right? Current asset, yes, balance sheet only. This is advance to vendors, right? Advance to vendors. Right. So here, no need to change anything. I copied from 1,05,101. This is also reconciliation account, remember. Okay, save it. That is the reason I copied from 1,05,101. Field status group also G067 and save it. Okay, so this is the, after creating this GL account, only one configuration is required from SPRO. Now I'm in SPRO. Okay, so go for path, financial accounting. The T code is OBYR, where we can assign the two GLs. Payable, receivables. Business transactions and down payment made. Down payment made. Alternative reconciliation account for down payment. Here you can see indicator A. Indicator A means advance. K for account type for vendor. Just select this. You can see K for vendor. Okay. And B for customer. Okay. These are the account types which is given by SAP. D for customers, K for vendor, S for GLs. So A for assets. Where we are doing this? Vendor, right? So that is the reason I am selecting K. Okay, by default all are K only. So what is K? I am showing K for vendor, D for customer. Okay, K for vendor, A for special GL indicator. So we are giving down payment, right? So A for advance, down payment. So double click on this chart of accounts. Here you can see reconciliation account, special GL account. Reconciliation account means the account which we assign into the vendor master. What is that? 1,05,101. And special GL account is what? The GL which I created just now. What is that?
Advanced vendor.
Vendor, right? So Under A indicator A, what I'm doing, I am providing the link between these GLs. So when I give the advance to the vendor, I'll give indicator A at the time of posting. So instead of updating this reconciliation account, it will update my liable current asset, which means what? 1 second. So whenever I give the advance to the vendor, instead of updating my liabilities, it will update my current asset, right? Save. This is the only one step, configuration step required. Select your own request. Okay, so fine. Next, yeah, let us do posting. First, what I'm taking, I have to give the advance to vendor. So first I have to give the advance to the vendor, then I'll purchase the material from him. Okay, so actually in the last session, what I used F-43 and F-53 for payment. 43 for purchases, payment to vendor. So now what I do now, first I have to give the advance to the vendor, F-48, okay? I have to give the advance to vendor, then I have to purchase the material F-43. Okay, first I have to give him advance, then F-43 purchases. Okay, first let's post the transaction F-48. Advance to vendor. Then I give the advance to the vendor, just as usual document type. Okay, KZ document type is coming because this is a payment, no? So KZ is going to update. Okay, Srinivas, Srinu, GL.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
okay. So account vendor. I'm going to select vendor. So my question, if I'm giving indicator A, whoever I ask, they have to give response. Okay. Over here. Yeah, Swarna.
Yes,
Tell me
ma'am.
now I am indicator A. I am giving indicator A. So do you think which GL is going to update now when I'm giving advance?
Our special GL.
Yes, what is the GL account? 2 lakhs or 1 lakhs?
Our special GL 2 lakhs, ma'am.
Ah, yes, right. Because I am giving indicator A. Don't think I am giving the indicator, sorry, I am giving Reliance vendor, so it is going to update. No, because, but here I am giving indicator A. Obviously, your current assets 2 lakh series is going to update. Okay, because under this indicator, I assign the 2 GLs. Okay. And this is cash GL account. Cash GL account. I am going to give amount, say 2,500, say for example. Okay. You should update the profit center. Can anybody tell when I give the advance to the vendor, what is the entry? I'm giving cash to the vendor. 1 second. Anusha, tell me the entry. I'm giving advance to the vendor. What entry it would be? Anusha? You can tell me. So I'm giving cash to the vendor means advance, text, enter, Vishwanath, tell me what would be the entry?
Advance to vendor account to cash or bank account.
Yes, because now his vendor is going to debit and cash I'm giving, so cash GL account is going to credit. Okay, star to copy the amount plus. Okay, so before you save, see here, I will show you. So document, simulate. You can see here itself. So which GL account is going, see here, if I double click this, okay, cash is going to credit anyway. Reliance vendor, when I given Reliance vendor credit, sorry, whenever Reliance vendor, so which GL account is going to update, you can see here itself, 2,0110, right? Sales. So now vendor is debit, cash is credit. Okay. So this is the transaction where I posted F-48 in accounts payable. So I used this in accounts payable. Okay. So F-48. So first let's see the vendor report. Where I can see this vendor report, FBL 1 and vendor report. So this is a special GL transactions, right? Advances means special GL transactions. So now I'm giving vendor, Reliance vendor. Okay, so if I give open item, execute, under open item, it should be debit. So now when I execute that 2,500, is not showing, right? Go back because this is a special GL transactions. So these transactions are processed under special GL transaction. So you have to select this checkbox. Then only it will show. Normal items. So if you want, you can see the normal items together also. Just deselect this. Okay. I want to see only special GL transactions and open item, execute. Right. Now it is debit or credit?
Debit.
Debit, right? Now vendor is debit. So the same, whenever vendor is debit in the accounts payable, my GL FAG LB03, FAG LB03, ledger also updated. So do you think which is updated? 1,501, 2,0110. Vishwanath?
Madam?
Which GL account now it is updated 2,500 rupees? 2,0110, 1,501.
2,0110.
I will show you 1,500 also. Obviously, it will not update. It should not update, right? I will show you 1,501. Yes, only 1 lakh was the previous transaction. It's not update. Right? It's not there. So 2,000, 2 lakhs, 110 is updated. So now it is debited. Okay, fine. Now what I do, I have to purchase the material from the vendor. So F-48, I can give the advance. F-43, as usual, I can purchase the material. So where F- So vendor is going to credit, raw material is going to debit. Raw material debit, vendor credit. So first it is asking you 31 posting ki vendor credit. 31 for vendor credit. So when I give the F-43 purchase of material, if there is any advance is there against him, it will show you message. So it is showing that this is the advance you are having with him. Yes, I want to use that. Okay. Purchase of raw material. Okay. Then 40 is that raw material is going to debit. Enter. Star. These are as usual. Plus. So save it. Okay, for that document, simulate. What is the entry? Vendor is credit, raw material is debit. Raw material is debit, 2,120,000 is debit. Vendor account is credit. Now, just double click which GL account is going to credit. 1,500,000, right? Save. First, let's see the vendor report. Where I can see the vendor report FBL1N, right? Where I can see FBL1N. So here open item, right? Here you have to select this transaction. Okay, special jail transaction. Execute. Now it's not set because that 2,500 is what? Normal transaction, right or not? Is it? So now, yeah, you have to select normal items. I just wanted to show you that is the reason I deselect that time. Okay, now purchase of raw material is a normal transaction. If I use select that, then only it will show. Right? So here, please mute. I'm getting that. Okay. 2,500 is credit. 2,500 is debit. This is the special sale transaction at the time when I give the advance to the vendor, and 2,500 is credit. So this became zero or not? Tell me. Tell me, please.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't forget this transaction. This is the previous one. Regarding this transaction, this became zero or not? Right? Okay. Now let's see the ledger status. Okay. Now he became zero here. Fine. What I'm doing, FAGLB03 I'm going. Okay. When I go to FAGLB03, okay, this GL account is credited, right? Now it is credited. At the time of purchases, 2 lakhs is debit, 2,110,000 is debit. At the time of purchases, okay, it is showing which balance? Credit side, which is showing credit. And what is that? 2,110,000 is 2,110,000 is that time when I give the advance to vendor, that time it was debited. Okay. I will show you one thing. Okay. Here 1,501 ledger. Here 2,110,000. This is your vendor report in the accounts page. Okay. At the time of advance, what happened here? Tell me, 2,110,000, what happened? It is
Debit.
debit. So vendor is
Credit.
debit, right? Advance 2,110,000 current asset is debit. Your vendor is also debit. At the time of purchase of material, so this GL account is what happened?
Credit.
Credit. So vendor is here.
Credit.
If you observe, he became zero. No problem. So look at the balance sheet. This is the balance sheet. Suppose this is balance sheet. In the balance sheet, this is debit and this is credit. The balance sheet is also became zero or not? Tell me.
Yes.
Right?
Zero.
When you look at the balance sheet, actually, when you look at the balance sheet, one liability and one asset. So both became zero. But when you look at this ledger, individual ledger I'm talking, balance sheet is okay. If the end user look at the balance sheet, okay, 2,500 is asset side, 2,500 is liability side, balance sheet becomes zero, no problem. But here, when I look at the ledger, individual ledger, it is showing debit side means what does it mean? Still you have to payable, right or not? Is it? When you look at the only individual ledger of this 2,110,000, what is showing that? You have still advance amount with you, right or not? That's the one. So when you look at the advance to vendor, still it's showing that the end user can say that, okay, still the advance is with the vendor. But I purchased the raw material, right? Is it? So when I look at the 1,501, it shows that I have to pay him. It's showing credit side. It's showing credit side means what? So the end user think, okay, still he has to payable to vendor. I give an advance to credit before itself, right? Understood what I'm telling?
Yes.
Understood?
Yes.
Yes, madam.
Balance sheet is not a problem. So when I look at the balance sheet, is okay. But here also where the liability is credit, there debit. But when I look at the individual ledger, what is, so we can think it should not be credit side. This is also becomes zero, right? So for this purpose, we have to clear this transaction. I mean, what I have to do now, I have to make it this debit and I have to make it this so that it becomes zero. Individual ledger also becomes zero. This is also becomes zero. Understood? So I have to transfer this GL amount. This is the step required. Okay. That is F-44. So here I have to transfer the amount from special GL account. Vendor. Here I should give the indicator A. Not required. Transfer of special GL amount. Okay. Process down payment. If I select that, okay. So this is the amount I'm going to transfer. Just double click. Okay. Just try this. So the amount is going to transfer. Once I double click, the amount is assigned. Okay. Save. So now your GL FAGLB03, this becomes zero. So now even if you look at this ledger, okay, end user, okay, so there is no balance, it became zero. Zero means, right? So 2,110,000 also become
Zero, madam.
zero, obviously. So in single transaction, I can transfer this and that. So this is the step required to do. We have to do this manually. Okay. So that is a small drawback here actually. in case of special GL transaction. So this we have to do it clear manually. And one more thing, vendors also. Suppose, okay, GL is your GL status is okay. It became 0 now. I am going to FBL1N. FBL1N. When I go to FBL1N, okay, and here, when I select open item, do you think it should be after I purchase it? First I give the advance, yes, he was debit, and at the time of purchases, he was credit. So, okay, regarding that transaction, actually, it is 0. It's supposed to be an open item or cleared item?
Cleared item.
Okay, net effect is okay. Net effect is 0 only. Don't look at this 1 lakh transaction, okay? Net effect is 0 only, this one. But it's supposed to be where? In the?
Open item.
It's supposed to be cleared item, okay? So for this purpose, we have to do one more step. F-44. F-44. See, F-54. F-54, we have to transfer the GLs. F-44 also, we have to clear the open item as a cleared item. These are the steps. Okay. So 48 for advance, 43 for purchase, 54, 44. Easy to remember. Okay. Indicator A, okay. Select process open item. Here, credit, debit, okay. Whatever you can see in the open item, right? Those are credit and debit. You have to activate so that it turns into blue color, okay. Save it. So when I look at now, FBL1N. So execute under open items, it will not be there. Now it comes under clear it. Okay. Now it comes under clear it. So for special GL transaction, you have to perform other 2 steps. What is that? You have to transfer the GLs, transfer of amount from the GLs, and also we have to make the open item as a clear item. Understood?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Others, only Srinu understood, others can't understand or what?
Yes, ma'am, I have understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Raviteja, you joined late.
No, ma'am, I joined earlier.
Okay. So who reached accounts payable topic? Who are doing practice accounts payable? Srinu?
Madam?
Have you started doing accounts payable?
Yes, madam, I can speak.
Very good. What about you, Vishwanath? Vishwanath? Have you started doing practice? What is not clear? Okay. So this is about special GL transactions. So next, tomorrow I can discuss the accounts payable, APP. And accounts payable, I'm going to discuss automatic payment program. Okay. Automatic payment program means, yeah, suppose your end user has to pay multiple invoices, payment I'm talking. So he has to pay multiple invoices, 400 invoices, 500 invoices. Okay, so in this case, we run the automatic payment program. So once he runs this automatic payment program, system automatically clear the vendor invoices, automatically issue the checks, clear the payment, everything will done by the system automatically. Who will run this APP? In the production server, the end user will run. Before that, as a FICO consultant, obviously have to do some configuration, right? Right? Is it? Then only he can able to run the APP. So that we can discuss tomorrow. Okay?
Okay, madam.
Okay then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.